What's up, Bremerton? Josh Farley from the Kitsap Sun here. I'm inside Ahoy Kitsap Playland, Kitsap County's newest jungle gym, and I've got 5 stories you just got to know about happening in your town this week. Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 today is that there is indeed a new jungle gym in town. It's right here in East Bremerton off Highway 303, and its owners are proud to announce that a $200,000 project, which was also paid for with $20,000 in Kickstarter funds, is complete and ready to be opened for kids to enjoy.
When we took over, it was an inflatable fun center, and we have transformed it to a large indoor playground. Obviously, you can see behind us, it's 3 stories tall, lots of different activities, lots of slides and obstacle courses, ropes. It's going to be so much fun. The kids are going to love it. We have a toddler area for kids that are 5 and under. It's completely gated on all sides to protect the small kids from the larger kids running by, getting really excited. So we have a lot more seating for families to sit down and be comfortable, and so for parents it's going to be definitely more comfortable, and I think the fun factor for kids is just going to go through the roof.
Story number 2 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. Those houses that are on the corner of Burwell Street and Warren Avenue are going away. The Bremerton City Council is authorizing $211,000 of what are called Community Development Block Grant funds, which are distributed by the federal government, to be used for the teardown. Lorax Partners, which has built the 606 apartments in Bremerton as well as the Bremerton Harborside, will be constructing 25 new market rate apartments at that location. Demolition is scheduled for sometime around summer 2017. Story number 3. Do you have a neighbor, or are you yourself interested in beekeeping? West Bremerton resident Marie Vila started her own colony this year. She went and got a queen as well as about a pound of honeybees. Her pears in her yard started tasting better, and she got a very healthy colony of bees. Unfortunately, they fell victim likely to mites this year, but her queen survived. She took it to the apiary in Silverdale and hopes to continue a new tradition for her in 2017.
I got bees because I am fascinated with them. They're amazing creatures. They live in a really diverse and busy colony. I also got bees because they've been having trouble. I think having them away from the agricultural settings, we're able to maybe breed new queens and develop better strains that are more adapted to our environment and our climates than relying on the bees that come from commercial enterprises.
Story number 4 on the Bremerton Beat Blast. You probably heard about a young woman who got arrested on a state ferry last month. She got into a fight not only with those she was with, but also with ferry workers, and it even prompted the captain to turn the boat around. How often does that happen? So my colleague Andy Binion actually queried the Washington State Ferry System to find out how often this happens. We'd seen in media reports from around the area that supposedly Bremerton's ferry run, returning especially from sporting events, it's not that uncommon to have fights. Have you ever seen a fight aboard a state ferry? Andy looked into the number of assaults that occur on state ferries, and it turns out that they're pretty much on par with all of the other runs in the system. It's another one of those cases where perhaps people assume a little too much about Bremerton before checking the facts. And finally, story number 5 is a quick update about our famed sequoia trees here in Bremerton. You've been up to Veneta Avenue before. You know the towering sequoias. There are 2 of them on the block, and the roadway underneath them is buckling because their root system is so strong. That raised some fears when Our Lady Star of the Sea Church tore down 2 nearly century-old homes in the area. In the coming years, a decision will have to be made on what goes, the roadway underneath or the trees come down. Do you have a preference? Send it my way to josh.farley@kitsapsun.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. One more note, we had a very terrible crash right at the edge of the Warren Avenue Bridge that took out a bus stop and sent 2 people with critical injuries to area hospitals. You probably remember earlier this year too, another bus stop was taken out and a young woman was killed there. Both of these incidents, police say, involve intoxicated drivers. As the holiday season approaches, if we all designate a sober driver, you'll be doing your part to keep our roadways a little bit safer. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.